everyone, back with another quick tip here on how to get your weave started and why having a tail to start is so important. So when you're getting ready to begin your weave, you're using your tail so that you have something to hold on to. And then once you get your weave started, even if you have your coils secure to one, I've gone in and made the mistake of trimming that tail off right away, and I'll show you what happens if we do that. The tail is gone, but now the wire is just going to continue to spin around the coil. So without that little tail to hang onto, it's really hard to get your weave going. Even if you put two on, you could probably still get it started, but you see how it's like, oh, everything twists and turns. So you just want to make sure that when you start, keep that tail on for quite a while until you've got your weave going. So I'll continue to hang on to it while I get the weave. Once you get a few coils on there, you could go ahead and trim it off, but typically I just wait until the very end. Like once my weave is complete, then I'll go back in and I'll cut the tails off. So to do that, and you use your cutting tool. If yours look like this, these are little Siren pliers that are not very expensive, that I bought off of Amazon, that work pretty well. Your cutting tool has two sides to it. It has this concave side to it, and then it has this flat side to it. So this is called the flush side, and that's the side we want to use, because if we cut the wire with the flat side, it's going to cut it off straight across. If you flip it over and cut your wire, I don't know if this one, here we'll use this thicker wire. Let's see if we can see it on camera. You'll notice it kind of gave it a little point, and that's not very desirable. We would prefer most of the time to have a clean, straight across cut, so you can always go down and file it too. If your cutters become a little dull, you might not have such a clean cut, which is why it's important to keep your tools sharp. So when we go to trim off the tails on either end of our weave, we're going to use that flush side, and that will allow us to get like flush up against the base wire. And then see, I'm just using the tip of the wire. I'm not going clear down here. Sometimes I see people doing that, and all you need is just the tip of it. Nip off the wire on both sides as close as you can get it to the base wire, and then still there might be little parts that are sticking up, so you could go in with a pair of pliers or something just to squish it down. And sometimes I like, if I can get a grip on it, I'll squish it and I'll kind of rotate it, and that will put the weaving wire as close to that base wire as possible, and then you can run your fingers over it to be sure that there's nothing sticking up that's going to scratch you or get caught on any clothing.